Yeah, good boy. So a bit of a different video today because the 27th of September marks the 1 year anniversary of when we got this little guy. The crazy wee guy who's turned into my best wee pal, wee Crumble, and he's actually just kind of calmed himself out because anytime he comes into my dad's, he's just like programmed to go mental. So he's had his wee crazy bit and he's now just ready to chill out. And we can actually get some recording done without you barking or playing with the squeaky ball and trying to go outside. But yeah, time flies, and it was a year ago that we went and brought him home. I just thought I would just do a wee video recapping the first year and just give you some advice if you're considering getting a dog, because I know that since I've been posting them and stuff like that, I get loads of questions asking how it is, people thinking about getting dogs, just not sure about pulling the trigger. So I thought I would do a wee video just telling you my experience and what I've found raising Crumble, and hopefully convince you to do the best thing that you could ever possibly do and get yourself a dog. So the backstory to this is Mel has always been on for years that she wanted a Maltipoo, and if you can't tell, that's what Crumble is, by the way. It's a cross between a poodle and a Maltese. And I was like, nah, if I'm wanting a dog, I'm wanting a big dog, because I've always had decent sized dogs, collies and stuff like that. Anyway, there is only so many like Instagram videos you can watch of Maltipoos without thinking that they're the cutest things ever, and then eventually just wanting to get one off your own. And that's what she used as like leverage to move into the flat, because I was like, right, okay, you get a dog, you look after it, I'll play with it. And she says, I'm not getting a dog until I have my own place, stroke, move in with you. So technically she did use him as a bit of a blackmail tool, but it did work. We went and we picked him up, and he's obviously like tiny. Like, he's like barely 3 kilos. It was funny because we met his dad like the first time when we went and seen him, and I really don't remember his dad being that small, and I definitely remember his mum wasn't that small. His mum was a poodle, the dad was a Maltese, and like they are just like small dogs, but he is like exceptionally tiny. However, I have to say he is so much easier to look after, and genuinely, apart from like the millions of toys and balls and stuff lying about the house, you just wouldn't even know that he's there half the time. Even like when he's like being a bit of a menace and you need to try and get him to do something, like you can literally just go over and pick him up, no problem, and it's pretty easy. But honestly, like getting him's the best thing ever, and see on like the odd occasion where like we're in the flat and like he's not there, like it genuinely just feels like weird and empty. He's just a great wee companion to have, and obviously it's good just to kind of have him about the house and stuff like that and playing and cuddling, but also as well, like if we went away wee trips and overnights and stuff like that, just taking him with us, it's just been great. I think a big reservation that a lot of people have when it comes to getting dogs is they kind of feel like it is going to be like a big massive commitment, and obviously you need to almost like govern your life around making sure that they're okay and looking after them, and to an extent it is, but I feel like first of all it's not been as difficult as I thought, and obviously there's kind of like 2 of us, so we kind of share the load, but even then I feel like it's actually just not actually as difficult. But even still, because it's like your dog, you actually kind of like want to do it, and you want to like make sure that he's taken out all the time and getting to the toilet, getting his food and stuff like that, and it doesn't feel like it's an inconvenience, which I think a lot of people kind of do think about when they're having a dog, and it's more something that you kind of do out of pleasure, if that makes sense. I could maybe understand if it was like a bigger dog that needed like loads of walking and stuff like that, or certain requirements, but like him, who's just been like super healthy, happy to go out like 4 or 5 times a day just in kind of short bursts playing with the ball or going wee walks and stuff like that. Like honestly, it's no hassle in the slightest. Now our biggest problem, which probably accounts for the difficulties that we've had with him, is that we live in a flat, and specifically a top floor flat. So obviously if you're like in a house, you can just like open the back door, let them out. Toilet training just becomes so much easier. Even if you're short of time to kind of like go out a walk, you can just let them out the back for a wee bit, and then that's fine. Whereas with us, and any time that he needs to go out, it's literally like up and down 3 flights of stairs. Especially with him, like the minute he gets outside, he's like straight heading for the, I can't say the word because he'll just start getting excited, but the P-A-R-K. And that's what did take him a little bit long with the toilet training. So it was weird because he actually started off really good in like the first few weeks, and then after that, when he started kind of like eating and drinking a little bit more and his toilets were becoming more frequent and less predictable, that's when it got quite hard. And he wasn't like fully toilet trained till he was like 7-8 months-ish, and that's what I've found with speaking to people where we stay, where it's basically all just flats, that all the sort of puppies do take a lot longer to be toilet trained when you are living in a flat, just because of the logistics of it. And sometimes it does feel like you're just not getting anywhere with it and you're never going to get it fully sorted, but you just persevere with it, just keep being diligent, and just, even if it's like by the clock and going out literally like every 2 hours just to make sure that there's no chance of him doing anything in the house, you will eventually get there. For being such a wee guy, he absolutely loves a bark, and he will go absolutely mental when he hears anybody coming up the stairs, and he also loves to just come here at my dad's into the back garden and just start barking his head off, and if he's wanting attention, he'll certainly let you know about it. And obviously it's not ideal when you are living in a flat surrounded by people, and everybody seems to still like him, although it wouldn't surprise me if they did secretly hate him, because he just bloody barks all the time. But that's the type of thing that is really hard to control, and we've kind of tried to train him to like stay quiet and be quiet and stuff like that, but when he's kind of in protect mode, which is effectively what he's doing when he's barking in the flat and he thinks somebody's coming, it's quite hard to actually coach them out of that. The one thing that we've probably overtrained them on is his sleeping. So what we've done is we've crate trained them, and literally since we brought him home, we've got his crate that he sleeps in, and then what we do is we put a cover over the top of it. We just obviously shut him up and leave him there till the morning. And see, the first wee while, it actually wasn't too bad at all at night, and obviously there is a little bit of kind of crying and stuff and whatnot, but that didn't last that long, although he is a pretty early riser. But what that's now resulted in is, as we've tried to kind of take the crate away, he's not been having it, and again, partly because I think he's got ADHD and he can barely sit still unless he's sleeping, just will not settle at all without his crate at night. So we've just kind of went back to using the crate, which isn't really a problem, apart from it takes up a wee bit more room in the living room, and also as well when we're going places we kind of need to make sure we've got it with us. But I'm hoping now, because he's over a year old, that we can start kind of phasing the crate out a little bit more and more. And he does occasionally get to sleep in the bed, but unfortunately what you'll find with dogs is when they sleep in the bed once, that's them like desperate for it again. And I would probably say that my main advice to anybody who's just got a dog or thinking about getting a dog is that I think that every single dog, a bit like humans, has their own problems, where some dogs, his food's probably something else he wasn't great with until recently, where he was just really fussy, and we tried every single like food under the sun, and he would tend to go through a period of eating something new, liking it for a week, and then going off it and not really eating it. We went from dry food to wet food, just straight up to adult food, to frozen food, to fish, to meat, and he was just being a little shit with it. And it's quite good that he's not food orientated and he's not greedy like some dogs are, but at the same time, you obviously want him to make sure he's eating enough so he's grown to be big and strong and healthy. But in the last few weeks, actually, his appetite's increased and he's been eating a lot more, and he doesn't really question his food. And obviously, you just need to kind of go till you find a brand that they eat consistently. He absolutely loves people, and it's obviously because everybody just makes a big fuss over him and he's just attention daft. And sometimes that does mean when he's not really getting attention, he can be a wee bit needy. And he can be a little bit hit or miss with other dogs, and obviously it can be hard for him because he's that wee. And I think sometimes like he struggles to actually play because he thinks he's like under attack. But on the whole, he's not like aggressive or anything like that. He just mainly wants to go up, say hello, and that's good enough for him. Sometimes he'll like want to play and stuff like that, and sometimes dogs will want to play with him, and he's just not arsed. Now, the reason that I'm telling you all of this is kind of the main point I want to give anyone who's either a new dog owner, still figuring it all out, or someone who's thinking about getting a dog and they're not sure. And that's that I think every single dog will have their own thing that they struggle with, and you need to kind of work on. And that's not just with him, that's from like the countless dog owners that I speak to in the park, and a lot of them are sort of puppies similar age to him. I think everyone's got something that they've had to like work on with ages with their dog, whether it be recall or toilet training or socialising with other dogs. Like, everybody's always got something. Like, don't think your dog's got to be perfect in every single situation straight away, and some things just will take time, and some things, quite frankly, like maybe him with his barking or whatever, it's probably never going to be like 100% sorted, but that's okay, and you're still going to love them and they're still going to be good dogs anyway. And honestly, if you are on the fence about getting a dog, genuinely just do it, because it's the best thing that you'll ever do, and they just bring you so much happiness. And what I love is that I can go out the house in the morning, I go away to a competition at the weekend or whatever, and regardless if I have the best day ever, the worst day ever, I could get beat first match or I could win gold, and it doesn't matter to him. He's going to be the exact same, and he's going to run up to me and jump on me and lick my face, and they're just the best. Try to FaceTime Mel because she's away in Spain right now to see if she would add anything to the video. Not that she would, because she's allergic to speaking on the camera. Would you like to say anything to the camera? Would you like to tell everybody that you're a happy wee dog and you're happy that I brought you home and I'll look after you? What do you want to say to the people? What do you want to say? Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say thank you for listening to my TED Talk? Do you want to tell them that your favourite thing is going to the park and playing with the ball? I think that's me just got him going, and he's now going to start just jumping about like crazy, more than likely. So I will leave it there. So make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Instagram, and make sure to drop me a wee message if you have any questions. Not that I'm a professional dog trainer, but I'm also brilliant, and you'll also be able to see more of what me and Crumble get up to. I hope you're proud of me that I made it through this whole video and didn't link anything I said back to training, even though there was about 20 different instances that I could have. Leave it there, and I'll catch you soon.